And I got a little farm there in Willow Springs. I got 15 shaggy-headed old cows and got about a 10-acre pond to 20-acre pasture. Cows are curious animals. Did you know that? Cows are very curious animals. Most curious animal on the farm. So we're down there catching fish, piling up those fish on the bank. And the cows come up and go, hey, 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 what are you doing? Put them back. We got a drink out of there. Come on. Actually, they went, Murr. But I didn't know if y'all knew Red Angus or not, so I interpreted. Eat more chicken. But cows are curious. And my wife, she's looking over, and I'm busy with the girls. I can't even get a pole in the water. It was a Sunday afternoon. It was a beautiful afternoon. She's reeling in. She casts out that rod, reels in, catch fish, take it off, cast it out. And this great big Red Angus comes up and gets right tied in behind my wife and starts sniffing. She doesn't know it. And I mean, he's this big cow, big Red Angus is right here about 1,200 pounds. And we're just waiting for the cow to go, Murr. And my wife's going to jump in the pond. And the first time in 7 years of marriage, I'm going to go, stupid! She calls me stupid once a week. I'm waiting for an opportunity. So she's reeling in. She swings back and casts out. And caught that cow in his... What the cow said, oh. She hangs that cow right in the side of his face. Cow went, oh, and takes off running. Stripping line. Looks over at me and goes, what do I do? Set your hook, honey. Lean into it, backpedal, backpedal. Give him some drag, girl. Give him. Okay, lean into him. Pump it, pump it, pump it. You got him, baby. You guys laughed. My wife landed a 1,200-pound Red Angus on trilene spider wire. We hold the state record in North Carolina for Red Angus on 8-pound test line. Hey folks, Jerry Carroll here, the Willow Springs Wild Man. For those of you that don't know me, I spent the first 30 years of my life on a farm raising 6,000 hogs a year, 25 head of cattle, 2,000 acres of croplands. But for the last 20 years, you're not going to believe this, I have traveled this country from coast to coast, entertaining people, making them laugh as a stand-up comic, a corporate comedian, a corporate speaker. Hey, I've done a little radio, doing a little television now.
That is so awesome.
Our amazing America.
Best laugh I ever got in my life, folks. I can tell you the exact time, date, and when it was. It was June 18th, 2006. It was 6:45, 6:50 in the morning, and it was one laugh. And it's the best laugh I ever had in my life, and the one I'll go to my grave remembering. My mother had had breast cancer 4 years before, beat it, and traveled the world. And because she had massive amounts of chemotherapy, she got what's called chromosomal leukemia. That's what we called it. There's a technical name for it. And she had fought it for a year, and it was a good fight. And it was at the end. But that morning, June 18th, 2006, 6:45 in the morning, we knew it was very close to the end. We were at home. Hospice was there. My brother and sister said their goodbye to Mom. And I went in, and I'm the oldest. And I leaned in, and I said, well, it's time, dear. I always called her boss. I go, boss, it's time. You've done everything you can do. You've raised some really good kids. You've made all the arrangements. It's time to go be with Jesus. She goes, that's right. I want to go be with Jesus. I want to see Juanita. That was her mother. And Jap, that was her dad. And Aunt Nellie, who had passed 2 months earlier, her younger sister, to cancer. She said, and I hope I see your dad. Really? Mom, do you remember Dad? Because I'm pretty sure you're not going to see him, dear. You may get a postcard from him. I bet it'll be burnt round the edges. I'm not making one word of this up, because this is how I handle grief. She goes, oh, don't say that. I got to believe Lenny's in heaven waiting for me. I got to believe your dad's up there. And I go, Mom, If St. Pete grades on that bell curve, there's hope for all of us. Which I thought was pretty clever considering how bad things were at this moment. She goes, don't say that, that's horrible. I go, yes, I know, I'll probably go to hell for that. But at least I'll be around people I know, and it'll be really easy to get a lawyer. I'll tell Dad you said hi. No joke. So she said, well, it's time. I said, it's time. And it was getting really close. So I leaned in. I said, honey, there's one thing you got to tell me, Mom, before you leave this world. There's one thing I got to know. And very weak, very last breath, she goes, what, son? I said, that I was your favorite and you love me most of all. And she burst out laughing. And it sounded like angels' wings rustling. And she just laughed, and the last words my mother said to me before she left this world was, you're so crazy. And she closed her eyes, and about 30 minutes later, she was gone. 45 minutes later, she was gone. Now, the next day, we go to the funeral home, Thomas's funeral home. And I go in, I said, Greg, I'd like to see Mom. He said, sure, Jerry. He said, she looks lovely. And we walked in, and she looked like she'd been laying on a beach in Hawaii. Gorgeous, tan. I said, dude, how did you do that? And how did you put that big smile on her face? He said, first of all, I didn't touch your mom at all. She came in, all of a sudden she got this beautiful glow like she'd been laying on a beach. He goes, and second of all, dude, I don't know what you did, but she came in this place with a huge smile on her face, and she's going to leave here with a big smile on her face. So I love the fact that I made you folks laugh, but I'm going to tell you something. If I never get another laugh the rest of my life, I'll send my mom to heaven with a smile on her face. Guys, thank you so much for having me here.